Would you like some good quality anime merch? Well, you can get that from our sponsor today, Beautiful Halo, link in the description. And on your next $49 plus order, get 5% off with the code MEME, and $99 plus order with code MEME for 10% off. Welcome back, guys. This is THEKINGofWEEBS here, and this is what if Kakashi adopted Naruto part 1. And this is a series that I did before but I never finished, and that the only reason that is because I never really liked the series, to be honest. But it is what it is. Now Naruto here goes through the same life, and of course one day he actually gets helped. He was actually 6 by now, and of course here I'm going to do a thing, female female Sasuke ship, and that is because I just read a female Sasuke ship on Wattpad, and I really liked it, guys. I'm so sorry, but it is what it is. Now, of course, we begin the story with Naruto actually getting bullied and getting beaten up here, as usual. After all, everyone pretty much hates him, and it is what it is. Naruto just takes in his every day the same life. What the hell? Anywho, of course, now Naruto was on the ground and looking up, and he was actually there. I'm going to get stronger one day. And basically, out of nowhere, he hears a voice and says, "You want to get stronger, huh?" And Naruto gets startled by this, and he then looks back and says, "Who are you?" And basically, Kakashi introduces himself and then asks him, "Do you want to get stronger, Naruto Uzumaki?" And basically, this is Kakashi, and of course, Naruto's like, "Of course, I want to get stronger. I want to prove everyone that I'm not the kind of person that they think I am." And basically, of course, Kakashi's like, "Do you want to become stronger?" And Naruto's like, "I told you yes." And then Kakashi's like, "So, how about I train you, Naruto Uzumaki?" And basically, Naruto's like, "What?" And basically Kakashi then goes on to explain that he can help Naruto get stronger. And Naruto's like, "But how?" And basically Kakashi said, "I can train you." And of course Naruto's like, "But why would you want to do that? You don't even know me." And basically Kakashi's like, "Don't worry about that. I know you more than what you could. I know you much better than anyone in this village. And so, do you want to get trained by me?" And of course Naruto says, "Yes, I want to. I want to get stronger." And yeah, of course, then Kakashi trains Naruto for the next 2 years, and Naruto's now 6. And just saying, Naruto still made a few friends, not too many, but it is what it is. Naruto actually met someone when he was 6. He actually met Saki. Yes, I'm going to change the name, not Satsuki or something. Saki is much easier for me to remember, because every time I get confused with Satsuki Tsuki, so I'm going to make a Saki. Anywho, now, and yes, that name is taken away from the female Sakura, female Sakura, what? Female Sasuke ship, and I'm sorry, I had to plagiarize it. Anywho, now, Naruto, of course, trains with Kakashi, and sometimes hangs out with Saki, and he knows she's a girl. He kinda has a crush on her, but, of course, he doesn't show it to anyone. Anywho, now Naruto, who actually keeps training with Kakashi. One day, Kakashi on his birthday, on Naruto's 7th birthday, he actually goes back home to his own place, and basically he sees everything really dark, and then he turns on the light, and he sees the light in the living room turned on, and of course, like every anime, the main character walks in and everyone surprises him. With everyone, I mean Saki, Fugaku. Yes, Naruto knows Fugaku and Saki's family, basically, Itachi and everyone. Even Shisui, he knows Shisui's too, and Shisui actually helped him sometimes in training, especially because he was asked by Kakashi, and he's like, "Yeah, sure." And that's just for plot convenience. Anywho, now Naruto walks in and everyone congratulates him on becoming 7, and of course Saki became 7 the other like a few months ago, by his ways. Now, of course, Naruto cries and on the ground, and basically he gets gifts from everyone, and then comes Kakashi's turn. Kakashi never really had a present, like a physical present. And just saying, the Hokage actually walks in afterwards when the Kakashi's gift is meant to be given, and then basically the Hokage is like, Kakashi, is your gift ready or not? And basically Kakashi nods, and then basically then Kakashi reveals that he's going to be adopting Naruto. Everyone is flabbergasted. They're like, wait, what? And of course Naruto then was already flabbergasted by realizing that there are people celebrating his birthday for him and with him, and now there is someone who is willing to adopt him. That just hurt Naruto's heart, like in a good way though. Of course Naruto was moved by this action, and he's like, but why? Kakashi sensei. And basically Kakashi then says, you don't have to call me that anymore, I'm your father now, Naruto. And basically, as Naruto then goes to hug Kakashi, everyone congratulates him, but it is what it is. Now, Naruto for the next year hangs out with the Saki and Shikamaru and Choji. Yeah, Shikamaru and Choji are like default friends of Naruto, because Shikamaru is an amazing guy and Choji, I just like him, innit? Anywho, of course, Kakashi, now, who has been training Naruto over these next few years. Naruto actually wears the same exact clothes, and basically, of course, he actually learns a few jutsus that I'm not going to actually mention now, but it is what it is. Now, of course, the next year, Naruto starts the academy and sees Saki. Basically, Saki, well, of course, here, I'm going to make a slight change in the storyline, and I'm going to say that the Uchiha Massacre actually happened a bit earlier than usual. And yeah, and basically the change is that, yeah, as I just said, it happened a bit earlier, and so it happened a week before the academy started. Of course, Naruto, once he heard of it, he was really sad for Saki, and so he went to console her, but of course, her house was moved. Anywho, now, Naruto, of course, finds out where she lives, and asks Saki if she wants to go hang out with him, and Saki just crying, literally. She's actually crying, and she's not even looking at Naruto, and basically Naruto says, I'm so sorry, Saki, and basically just goes to hug her, and is what is. After this, Saki, told Naruto how she really felt, like, she's so sad, she's alone now, and she's so lonely, and she has no one left. And of course, Naruto understands that feeling, because Naruto has gone through that feeling himself, being alone every single day of his life, until he actually met someone, and it kind of moved Naruto. Basically, Naruto says, I know how you feel, Saki. You don't have to be saddened by this. Don't worry, I'll always be by your side. And basically, Saki just hugs Naruto back. And anywho, now, of course, the next week, the academy begins, and there is a slight change. When the academy began, there was a boy in the class that no one really knew, except for Naruto and Choji and Shikamaru. They know it's Saki. Yes, Saki actually decided to act like a boy, because she doesn't want people to know about her. And basically, they know that there is an Uchiha survivor, but of course they don't know it's actually a boy, or if it's a boy or a girl. And today they find out it's actually a girl. And of course, after this, Saki becomes the top in the class, and Naruto just following after, and then Sakura. Of course, this is a lot different, especially because Naruto is the adopted son of Kakashi. He actually learned way more than anyone else, and Naruto is actually much stronger than Saki and everyone else in the class, except for Shikamaru, because Shikamaru is just a genius. Anywho, now, of course, it's kind of unfair that Naruto knows all this stuff, but Naruto doesn't really show it. He always tries to be second. He could be first if he wanted to, but he always does this for Saki, because Saki actually here, she actually kind of wants revenge at the same time. She wants Itachi to go through pain, but she doesn't want to kill him. She doesn't want to let him off that easily. She wants to find out the reason why he did this, and then actually hurt him quite a bit before the forgiving him. If the reason is a good one, she'll forgive him. But of course, no one really knows that, except for Naruto. And now Saki, who for the next 4 years, of course, doesn't really make too many friends, except for Naruto and her old 2 friends. And basically, they actually hang out every single day of these 4 years, and they train together. Of course, Choji and Shikamaru got motivation from Saki and of course Naruto. And Saki has gone through a few traumatic experiences, so she actually realized that she actually had the one-to-one Sharingan. But of course, then something that I actually found out today is something that I never really knew, is that basically Sasuke actually told Sarada that, this is just saying, if you haven't caught up to Boruto, this may be a spoiler. Sasuke actually told Sarada that you can't get the 2-to-1 Sharingan just by training. Apparently you have to go through a traumatic experience. But it kinda doesn't make sense, because Sarada nearly died in the past 2 arcs. Like, my guy, is that not traumatic enough? What else do you need to see? Your parents die anyway? Anywho, now, of course, Saki actually goes through a traumatic experience during this time, and it's seeing the Naruto actually going rampage, and basically Naruto actually went into his rage form, and just saying, Kakashi was there training them, and even Shikamaru and Choji were there, and Naruto allowed build the Nine Tails chakra accidentally. Literally, Naruto was actually trying to, oh well, you see how the Nine Tails always tries to take control of Naruto whenever Naruto is angry or anything. Basically, this time Naruto actually didn't really get angry. He was actually out of chakra, and he needed chakra because he didn't want to lose to Saki, and basically accidentally he allowed the Nine Tails to take over, and the Kakashi knew that Naruto wouldn't do this on purpose, and he knows it's an accident, and so he actually goes and helps. And just saying, this is like right before the academy ended, and just saying, after this, Naruto of course got put to his spot, and basically Shikamaru, Choji, Saki find out about Naruto's well, you know what Naruto really is, and of course Naruto finds out too. Naruto never really knew, and he was really saddened by this. But then Saki actually goes to Naruto, telling him that even if he has the Nine Tails inside of him, it will never change who he is, and Saki will always think of Naruto as Naruto, her friend, the only friend that actually, well, not the only friend, one of her only friends, and the one friend that she actually loves truly. Anywho, of course, she says that, but Naruto doesn't hit the last bit and just hugs her. And anywho, now, of course, Mizuki, yeah, Mizuki. I was about to say Mitsuki, but then I realized, nah, wait, hold up, which one's which? I don't get it. Why did they name Mitsuki and Mizuki so similarly? That was dumb. Come on, guys. Like, Orochimaru-san, well, it is what it is. Now, of course, Mizuki actually doesn't go to Naruto this time, and he actually goes to someone a bit weaker than Naruto, Kiba. And Kiba actually was all about this, and basically even though he already knew the clone jutsu, he still wanted to learn the new jutsus, and so he actually decided to go and steal the scroll of sealing. But that was the mistake. Of course, everyone went and searched for Kiba, and this time even Naruto joined. And just saying, Naruto is already near enough tuning level, so Naruto was actually able to find Kiba first and basically knock him out and take the scroll for himself. Of course, Naruto didn't just take the scroll to give it back. Naruto only joined this mission because he wanted the scroll himself. Naruto did hear about the scroll of sealing and how he had all these special jutsus that were important to the Leaf Village, all these secrets, and so he actually took them for himself and quickly wrote a few jutsus down until his father walked up behind, well, you know, Kakashi actually came up behind him, sneaked up behind him, and basically Naruto's like, oh hey dad, how you doing? And basically Kakashi's like, Naruto, do you really think I'm that stupid? And basically as soon as he says this, Naruto's like, alright, I'll destroy the scroll. And basically Kakashi's like, no, don't destroy it, I want you to keep it in case you actually want to learn those jutsus. I mean, I am your father, I can be a bit flexible, right? And basically Naruto's like, wait, you being serious? And basically Kakashi says, but don't tell the Hokage, okay? He's going to kill me. Anywho, Naruto's like, alright, cool, calm. And basically, of course, he wrote a few jutsus down, like for example, the Rasengan, the water dragon jutsu, the majestic destroyer flame, and also I would say wait, did I say Rasengan? Yeah, I said Rasengan. Yeah, and also I'll say that Naruto actually wrote down the water shockwave, and also he wrote down the sorry, not the water shockwave. He wrote down the flying Raijin, but he didn't actually write down the fourth Hokage's one. He only wrote the second Hokage's one. And the only reason that is because he tried to take a jutsu from every Hokage, but after seeing that the second Hokage, Tobirama, had so many cool jutsu, like the water dragon jutsu, and that was really cool to Naruto. He's like, yeah, let me take two from him, and since the first Hokage had wood release, I can't learn anything from him. Let me take one from the third Hokage and one from the fourth. And so basically Naruto took the Majestic Destroyer Flame, and the only reason he took that is that I'll say that the third Hokage is able to use it, just that it's not as strong as Madara's, of course, because Madara is a fucking god. Anywho, now, sorry if I swear, like, I've gotten a bit more flexible with my swearing habits, and that is only because I swear a lot. Sorry, guys. I'm sorry for disappointing you. I'm weak. Anywho, now Naruto, after this, of course, trains the day before the announcements of the teams. Naruto trains, and basically here the teams are pretty much the same. Sakura actually, even though she was third, I'll just keep her in this team because she needs to be in the team, and that is only for plot convenience, and it is what it is. I'm pretty sure you guys wouldn't mind. And yeah, and after this, Naruto and Saki were pretty happy that they were put in the same team, and Choji and Shikamaru were happy they were put in the same team as well. And just saying, Choji and Shikamaru are actually a lot stronger here. They are exponentially stronger. Like, their strength is immensely different from the original, but it is what it is. Now, of course, Naruto and Saki were extremely happy they're together, especially because they thought that they will be separated by their friends, but I guess they did get separated, but at least they have each other now. Anywho, now, after this, Naruto and Saki, and Sakura realize that Kakashi must be their team leader because they know about Kakashi's lateness, and they're really happy about this because they actually know their team leader. And now, after this, of course, Kakashi asks them for their dreams, and basically Naruto's dream is a lot different. Saki's dream is pretty much the same here as Sasuke's, but it is what it is. Now, Sakura's one is the same because she thinks that Sasuke is Saki, and basically now Naruto tells his dream. Naruto's the one is a lot different. Naruto has revelation. Naruto wants revolution. Yes, big words. Naruto actually knows about the cycle of hatred and all the hate that's gone on around the world, especially because Kakashi actually, he knows how sadistic his father is, and so he actually tried to make his father much better. And Kakashi is a better person. He's not as sadistic as before. You know how he was a bit kind of sadistic. I wouldn't say a bit. He was a lot more sadistic than normal people, but it is what it is. Now, of course, Naruto tells them that he wants to change the ninja world, and he wants to make it into a better place for everyone to live in harmony, and he wants world peace. And so basically his ideals are pretty much Jiraiya's, Kakashi's, and Minato's put together. But of course, he still needs to be, and then he says, but I need to become Hokage to do that, so I need to get acknowledged by everyone in the village first, and then I need to fulfill my dream, my ninja way. And basically after this, of course, Saki kind of was moved because all she actually knew about Naruto was actually about him being strong and wanted to become the Hokage, but she never knew that there was more to it. She only thought that Naruto just wanted to get acknowledged by people, but there is a lot more to it. Naruto wants to get acknowledged because he has a dream. He has work to do, and he can't do that work unless he becomes Hokage. He gets acknowledged by multiple people, not only the people in the village, but the people outside the village. Because if he becomes Hokage, people will know about the new Hokage. For example, when Minato became Hokage, of course they knew that the fourth Hokage was Minato no Ikaze, the man who stopped the entire third Great Ninja War. But it is what it is. Now, after this, Naruto, of course, Team 7 gets told about the next exam, that there's an exam tomorrow, and basically Naruto, Saki actually know what this exam is, because they did it with Choji and Shikamaru, and of course, this exam is going to be easy, and they know, of course, Kakashi tells them not to eat, but that's not going to happen, and basically, Sakura and Sasuke, Sakura actually gets told by Sasuke, Saki, that she should eat. It's a lie by Kakashi, and basically Sakura believes Sasuke, and Naruto only Naruto wanted to tell her too, but of course she wouldn't believe Naruto, so he told Saki to actually tell her herself, because she's in love with Sasuke, the character she created, and of course Saki was pretty she didn't really want people to actually like the character she created, but of course it's really not her fault. She can't really control people's feelings, and if people just like the type of character she is what is, she doesn't really care. It's their fault. They're getting catfished. Anywho, now, oh well, catfished for girls. What is that? Trapped? No wait, no, not trap. A trap, whatever, guys. My brain is killing itself. Anywho, now after this, Naruto, who actually, well, of course, the next morning he actually woke up and went off pretty late with Kakashi. Of course, Sakura was there early, well, late as well, because Sasuke did tell. No, well, Sasuke did tell Sakura, and Sasuke and Naruto actually came together in front of Sakura, and this is from Sakura's point of view, and she sees that Naruto and Sasuke were actually talking, and basically she asks if Sasuke is actually Naruto's friend, and basically Sasuke is like, well, we're just, no, we just, you know, bumped into each other, and basically Naruto's like, yeah, and the only reason that is because Naruto and Sasuke never really hung out during the academy time. Literally, academy hours, there were pretty much two different people. Naruto a bit knuckle-headed, only having two friends, while Sasuke having all the fangirls. Anywho, now of course this was kinda confusing for Sakura, but she believes Sasuke that they only bumped into each other, and that's it. Anywho, now after this, Naruto and Sakura and Saki, of course, saw Kakashi, and they realized that the exam must be starting in a bit. And anywho, after this, Naruto, of course, all of them spread out, and basically, just saying, Saki's, Shikamaru, Naruto, and Choji were never able to actually pass the bell test because they weren't strong enough. Of course, they didn't do it for the past year, because if they did the past year, maybe, just maybe, they would have been able to. And just saying, the Saki still doesn't have a 2-to-1. Oh well, I mean, Saki has a 2-to-1 Sharingan. She still doesn't have the 3-to-1 Sharingan. Anywho, of course, Naruto and Saki go to Sakura, and basically, Sasuke, basically. Then they both actually say, "Oh, you're here too," and basically they're just faking it. And basically now, they say that basically, they tell her that the exam is about teamwork. It's a fake exam. It's not known. All of us can pass if only we work together. It's not only one person who passes. And yeah, after this, now Naruto and Saki, of course, after convincing Sakura to work with them, Sakura actually decides to work with them, and basically Sakura is going to be the decoy. And basically Sakura actually has to walk in there and just start throwing shurikens casually, literally just randomly, not casually, randomly, and basically just confuse Kakashi as much as possible. And basically after this, Naruto and Sasuke will actually get in the fight and actually start fighting him. Anywho, after this, now Naruto, after seeing that Sakura was actually doing a pretty good job throwing all the shurikens, because she actually could throw. She couldn't, she's not literally useless. And so they realized that maybe Sakura just needs a bit of training, and she'll be on the level of a Genin, but it is what it is. Now after this, Naruto and Sakura, of course, now actually, Naruto and Sakura actually get a kick on Kakashi at the same time, and Kakashi is actually surprised by this, because usually Naruto is not really very good at getting hits on Kakashi, especially because Naruto really doesn't know how Kakashi really functions. But anywho, after this, Naruto and Saki and Naruto actually get into a fighting position. Well, not a fighting position. They actually begin to fight together, and their teamwork is impeccable. Anywho, after this, Naruto actually does a water style jutsu, and he says water style, water shockwave, and basically Saki, right after Naruto said that, then says lightning style, lightning stream, and basically Kakashi realizes that this is dangerous, and if he doesn't dodge, he's going to kind of get annihilated. Anywho, after this, Kakashi actually, of course, after dodging the attack, Sakura actually throws a kunai, which actually literally skims Kakashi's face, cheek, and basically Naruto then appears out of nowhere with this body flicker that he actually learned from Shisui, and he's holding the Chidori. Yes, Naruto's chakra control is so good that he actually learned the Chidori, and the only reason that is because Kakashi actually tryharded in teaching Naruto how to use the Chidori, and eventually Naruto actually got it after a few years of training. And yeah, it was pretty, well, surprising for Kakashi, because Kakashi really didn't believe that Naruto would have actually got it. But it is what it is. Kakashi's proud of his son. And yeah, after this, Naruto, of course, after using the Chidori, it was pretty mad, and Sakura actually was like, wait, what? And basically, of course, Kakashi actually countered the Chidori with his own Chidori. And yeah, after that, Naruto and Sasuke actually took a bell, and Naruto actually gave up his own bell to Sakura, and literally said, hey Sakura, you can have it, I don't need it. And basically after this, Sakura was like, oh, thank you. And basically Kakashi's like, oh, alright, you all passed the test very well, you all work together, but you, Sakura, I can see that you need a lot more training. You're pretty weak right now, but these two being in your team, that will influence you with just training and training, I can already tell. And basically the only reason he's saying that is because these two are training maniacs. They just want to train, they just get stronger and stronger. Anywho, of course, now Sakura and basically, you know, Team 7, well, Team 7 actually do their missions every single day. And after their mission, they train together for 6 hours or so. And basically after their training sessions, as well, so, Naruto and Kakashi leave together, and Saki and Sakura actually, or Sasuke leaves with Sakura. She just drops her off, and basically afterwards Sakura is pretty happy, and that's what keeps Sakura pretty much motivated to stay, well, spend time with Sasuke, basically. And basically that's the only reason Sasuke really wants to just keep training. But over time she actually becomes stronger, and one day, of course, Naruto actually being bored of the T-ranked missions actually asked the Hokage politely, yes, Naruto has manners, and basically he's like, hey, Lord Third, could we get a higher ranked mission for once? And basically the Hokage just looks at Kakashi, and basically Kakashi just nods saying yes, they're ready. And basically after this, the Hokages are, alright, you shall be getting a C-ranked mission today, and well, the C-rank mission will happen tomorrow, but I'll give it today so you guys can get ready. And basically, of course, Naruto's talked about this, and then Tazuna walks in, and yeah, of course, Tazuna makes no jokes this time, because they all look pretty serious. And just saying, Naruto actually has a pretty built up body, to be honest, and he is pretty tall. He's actually a bit taller than Saki and Sakura, and yes, he's the tallest, and so he doesn't make any jokes. And just saying, Naruto has the same look that Kakashi has, that one apathetic look, but of course it doesn't really matter because Naruto's not apathetic. Naruto's really kind inside, and of course Tazuna takes this team. Anywho, now of course the next day they all meet up, and they go off, and of course here it's Sakura who actually notices the puddle, and basically well, she knows that her team must have noticed, so she doesn't say anything about it. But as soon as the, you know, as soon as the two demon brothers actually appear, Sakura is one of the ones who actually goes and punches one of them in the face and sends him back. And basically Sasuke is the other one to actually kick the other one in the, you know, stomach, and Naruto's the one to actually tie them up to a tree. Of course, they find out who they're actually after, and after this, Kakashi wants to take them back, but Naruto then says, no, please, we're more than ready to actually take these guys, to actually take this mission on. And basically Kakashi's like, even if you're ready, I cannot allow this. It's too dangerous. I cannot allow my team, my Genin team to die. And basically Naruto's like, we won't die, we're strong enough, we're not weak anymore. And basically, of course, then he's like, alright, but he gets convinced. But of course, if anyone of a high rank, like a Jonin rank appears, of course they will stay back and he'll take them on. And anywho, now after this, of course, they keep going until they actually get surrounded by Naruto actually realizes who's in the bush, and basically throws a kunai, and then mist falls upon them, and basically they all duck down because they actually hear a sword coming at them. And of course Tazuna gets helped by Naruto this time. And after this, Naruto just jumps up and just puts him to the floor. And after this, Zabuza appears, and they all realize that this is Zabuza, one of the 7 ninja swordsmen of the mist. And so after this, Kakashi starts fighting him, and the fight actually goes a bit better for Kakashi, because Kakashi, remember, he's been fighting for, now 5 5 genins, well, 5 kids that just fought randomly back in the days, and now so he's more used to a few new like fighting styles, because he's not really used to like Zabuza's fighting style. But of course Naruto, Saki's, and Shikamaru's and Choji's fighting style is actually a lot different from other people, and so of course Kakashi adapts. And yeah, after this of course he still slips, but here both Saki and Naruto actually arrive, and basically Naruto actually learned an easier way to do the water dragon jutsu with less seals. And yeah, after this of course well, Naruto did the water dragon jutsu, and so Zabuza had to dodge, and then out of nowhere Kakashi actually got back out, and basically, you know how he was in the you know, in the water prison, Kakashi got out and he was about to destroy Zabuza, but of course Zabuza kind of got killed in quotation marks by Haku. After this, of course, Naruto and well, Team 7 actually retreat to Tazuna's little cottage, and of course after this Naruto actually spends his time training, training Sakura, and Saki actually watching. Saki didn't really actually train with them here. She actually just watched, and just because she just wanted to watch, and basically she was just admiring Naruto. Her crush, the only person she actually ever had a crush on, and she will ever have a crush on. Anywho, now after this, Naruto, of course, finishing the training, he actually goes off on his own and trains the other jutsu that he's been hiding from Kakashi. Of course, he tells Kakashi about the jutsu that he wrote, but he actually kept one secret, the one that he learned. He actually wrote from the fourth Hokage, because Naruto knows that the fourth Hokage was actually, you know, his sensei, and he wants to surprise Kakashi with a jutsu of the fourth Hokage and make his father proud. Anywho, after this, of course, Naruto goes off on his own and tries to learning the Rasengan. Of course, it's pretty hard, even though yeah, it's really hard, to be honest, and it is what it is. And yeah, of course, he actually wrote down the second Hokage's flying Raijin, and it is what it is. It's not really flying Raijin, it's actually flying Thunder God, but it is what it is. Anywho, now after this, Naruto actually still meets Haku, and yeah, of course, Haku still gives him that speech about if you have a loved one, you will always be able to get stronger to protect them. But Naruto, of course, already has loved ones he wants to protect, and he kind of knows about that, and he always wants to get stronger to not only make his father proud, that, and also wants to become stronger than his father, because he can see that there are things that even Kakashi can't do. Like he knows that Kakashi isn't really the strongest. He did meet my guy, and my guy is the one that actually trained him in taijutsu himself, and also he does know how strong the Hokage is, Hokage being the strongest Kage out of all of them, even the Raikage. And remember, if he's stronger than the Raikage, and the Raikage, I'm pretty sure he was a match to, you know, MS Sasuke. It's pretty freaking OP if you think about it, because that's like a Mangekyo Sharingan user, and a Mangekyo Sharingan is no joke. Anywho, of course, after this, Naruto still goes back, and yeah, of course, Naruto, who met Haku now, still makes a new friend, and he's happy to make a new friend. He's always happy to make friends. Anywho, of course, the next day, Naruto still wakes up late and realizes he has to go, but right before he actually blitzed out, he actually heard Inari, who he actually gave a speech, and even Saki joined, Sasuke, and of course, Inari changed quite a bit, especially because after understanding that not everyone, a lot of people go through the same pain that he does, but even worse, and so he changes his ways. But still, Naruto actually goes and saves Inari and, you know, his mother. And after this, of course, Naruto, who comes to the battlefield, sees that Saki is fighting a masked, you know, the masked Anbu that they saw the other time. And after this, of course, Naruto got worried, because he can feel immense amount of power coming from this masked, you know, Anbu. And so Naruto, after this, he actually goes off and helps out Saki, but of course, Haku, realizing that it's gonna be pretty hard to beat both of them together, he actually uses his ice mirrors to actually get rid of, you know, trying to get rid of Naruto. But of course, now Naruto, who was actually about to get annihilated by the Senbone, because Naruto is actually the stronger one out of the two. He was actually about to get annihilated by the Senbone, but of course Saki jumps in just like in the original. But then again, Naruto, who actually saw this coming, he actually pushes, well, he actually not teleports, he actually body flickers in front of Saki and basically says, "I'm sorry, Saki, I cannot allow this to happen to you." And as soon as he says this, Saki, of course, Naruto gets impaled by, you know, the Senbone, and this is when Saki went rage, and so she actually unlocked the free-to-one Sharingan, because she thought Naruto actually died. And of course, after this, after unlocking the free-to-one Sharingan, Saki was able to put up a good fight against Haku, but Haku was still a bit stronger, especially because Saki was already injured from the fight against Haku before. And yeah, after this, it wasn't going to be easy for Saki to actually beat someone like Haku. Even on her own, even with the free-to-one Sharingan, it's not easy to beat someone like Haku, especially because he has an OP Genkai. Anywho, after this, now Naruto, who has trained pretty hard, and he's not going to give up on his dreams or anything, and he's not going to actually die. Of course, he actually stands up and says, "No, I cannot give up yet." And so after standing up, he actually starts fighting with Saki, and basically him actually losing chakra after this, especially because all of them actually hit everything. Well, not everything, most of his chakra movements are actually stopped even by the Senbone. Naruto realized that he needs to fight back, and so they actually literally let out some of the Ninetales chakra, and together they were able to annihilate Haku. And Haku still in the end gets killed by Kakashi this time, because Kakashi actually, well, you know, how he actually stabbed Haku accidentally, since Haku actually got in the way. And basically, of course, Naruto was like, "Why, Haku? Why?" And basically, of course, Haku that explains that Zabuza is his loved one, and Zabuza still calls him a tool, which then triggers Naruto to an extent that he goes, he goes into his Takano Jutsu state, and Takano Jutsu is, you know, Zabuza, and Zabuza of course changes his ways. And now of course when Gato appeared, he actually went off to do his little redemption arc thing and dies off just like in the original. But of course Naruto was pretty saddened by this, and he's like, "God damn it, I couldn't do anything to help any of them. How am I meant to become a stronger Hokage, someone that wants to change the world, after this happened, after I couldn't do anything to help our friend and the person he loved the most." And basically, of course, then realizing that he's losing consciousness, he actually looks at Saki and says, "I'm sorry I couldn't help you earlier. You got hurt because of me." And basically, Sakura was like, "What?" And just saying, Sakura actually had to stay back. She didn't really have a choice. She actually got forced by Naruto. Naruto actually told her to stay back because it's too dangerous. If they leave they don't know if they had extra subordinates to kill God, or was Tazuna or something. And so they had to leave Sakura back, and Sakura just had to watch. And she was pretty pissed at this, that she could do nothing at all while her two teammates nearly died to actually complete this mission. Anyways, now after this, of course, Naruto and Saki actually catches Naruto when he was actually falling, and basically Kakashi actually comes next to Naruto and basically says, "You did well." And basically they still give the burial to Tazuna and to Zabuza and Zabuza and Haku. And yeah, after this, a week later, they return to the village, and here Season 7 is actually told about the tuning exams much earlier than usual, and that is because Kakashi is not as lazy, especially because Naruto changed him quite a bit. And after this, of course, they started training together again, but Sakura didn't stop training even after the Naruto and Saki stopped. And just saying, Naruto's already on the second step. He finished with the water balloon, he finished with he's actually now starting the normal air balloon training. But after this, of course, now he's going to have to he's training in this for the next 2 weeks, but he doesn't really get too further ahead. Of course, after this, now Naruto and Saki and Sakura sign up for the tuning exams, and of course the first test is already beginning by Genjutsu. But of course, Sakura is the one to actually release it here, and that is because Sakura is actually pretty strong. And just saying, Sakura is actually learning from both Naruto, Kakashi, Saki, or Sasuke in her eyes, and also she actually learned something on her own, something that only Tsunade does, and she actually learned that over time just by training herself. And after this, of course, she actually improved on it, and yeah, it became much stronger, and is what it is now. After this, of course, Team 7 actually went to their respected rooms, and yeah, uh, after they go to their own rooms, of course, the exam begins. Naruto was able to pass easily, actually getting top scores, beating every single school in the history. Of course, coming first and putting the new record, and Saki coming in second and putting the second record, and of course Sakura coming in third. Yes, Team 7 actually came first, second, and third, finishing well, of course, one by one, and getting the highest scores, full marks, without even cheating. Anywho, after this, now Naruto and Saki and Sakura get ready for the next exam, and it's the Forest of the Death. And yeah, after the Forest, Anko explains the Forest of Death, she actually then disappears, and the Forest of Death. The second exam begins. Of course, Naruto still needs to do his business because he wasn't able to before the exam began, and so Sasuke, well, in Sakura's point of view, Sasuke is that, okay, you go, I'll take care of this, and basically Sakura's that it will be fine, and then Naruto thanks them, and basically now he goes off on his own. Of course, then he gets attacked by a snake, but Naruto was able to take care of the snake easily and actually return to the battlefield where his team was. And as soon as he returns, he sees Saki getting bitten. And I know it happened a lot after Naruto actually arrived, but Saki put up a good fight. Even Sakura put up a good fight, but they were both injured. And basically Naruto then actually using body flicker, actually saves both Saki and Sakura from Orochimaru. And after this, you know what happens next. Naruto getting ready to annihilate Orochimaru, then says, "Are you ready to die, Snake?" And basically Orochimaru is like, "And who might you be?" And basically, of course, Naruto then gives a death stare and lets out all of his bloodlust. And basically after this, Orochimaru's like, "Oh, so you're not so irrelevant as I thought you are." And basically Naruto's like, "We'll see who's irrelevant after you die." And basically, of course, Naruto's getting pretty cocky now, and actually, body flickers and blitzes Orochimaru, and of course he gets a really good shot on to Orochimaru, literally getting a good kick to Orochimaru's neck, and Orochimaru going flying, but then actually, of course, recovering pretty quick. And then basically Naruto actually went on to actually do a Majestic Destroyer Flame, which Orochimaru barely actually dodged. His arm actually got scorched, and then Naruto actually used a Chidori to actually stab Orochimaru in the shoulder, just like what Sasuke did in the Valley of the End against Naruto. And after this, of course, Orochimaru realized that this kid is no joke, and this kid's actually getting stronger and stronger over time for some reason, and that is Naruto's rage. And of course, after this, Naruto, who has been fighting Orochimaru for a bit now, he's actually getting tired, but Orochimaru actually decided to retreat because he could not fight Naruto any longer. So after retreating, of course, Naruto takes his teammates, and of course, now after finishing this, Naruto takes them to the tree, same tree that Sakura took Sasuke and Naruto, and of course she was resting. Of course, now after this, they still get attacked by the sound trio, and basically Naruto's like, "What do you want?" And basically they're like, "We want Saki." And basically after this, Naruto's like, "You'll never get her." And they know the Saki's true name because they actually know. Not many people know about this, but Naruto knows that they need to destroy them, and he needs to destroy them. And so basically he goes all out, and here Naruto actually doesn't have too much mercy, but of course Saki wakes up and actually annihilates all three of them with Naruto, and basically they give up and they give the scroll. And Saki, having a stronger mindset here, and she actually regains control of herself, and she's really tired. Naruto actually helps her up, and basically then Sakura wakes up, and Sakura's actually she's actually able to walk on her own. And yeah, after this, now Naruto and Saki and Sakura actually go to the tower, and they're finished. Of course, after this, they get a few days break, and Saki gets curse mark sealed away. And yeah, now Naruto Anywho, of course, the preliminaries begin as per normal, and here the only double knockout that happens is, of course, Neji's and Hinata's, and yes, that's kind of a change. And Sakura wins her fight, and yeah, Naruto wins his, and Lee's fight goes the same, and well, Lee's fight goes the same, and of course, Saki actually annihilates Gaara. Of course, Shikamaru wins his, and Choji actually loses his. Yes, he actually loses because the guy is actually way too strong for Choji to actually beat, and that kind of demoralized him. But Choji actually got motivation by Naruto and his friends to get even stronger. Anywho, after this, now Naruto and now the rest go into the 1 month training, and Naruto wants to train with his with his father, but of course his father is actually helping out Saki, and basically Kakashi then tells Naruto that he's actually helping out Saki for this month, and basically Naruto, cool, fine, it's fine, it's fine. And Sakura actually got to train with Kuronai, and she learned a few genjutsu, but of course she actually knows that Kuronai is not the best teacher for her, and there is a reason for that, because she doesn't like Kuronai's teachings, especially because she doesn't like genjutsu, and she only learned it because she was the only teacher available. And yeah, of course, after this, now Naruto actually still tried training on his own, but with Ebisu, and yeah, he failed with that, and so he went off to train with Jiraiya in the end. Jiraiya still, of course they met in the same way, and Jiraiya actually went on to teach Naruto the summoning jutsu, improve his taijutsu, just improve the little bits that he had left to actually learn, and to cover up his blind spots. And Naruto actually is pretty strong, but still Naruto then actually finished his training within 2 weeks, and actually asked Jiraiya if he actually knew this jutsu, and basically he showed this jutsu, and basically Jiraiya's like, how did you get this jutsu? Basically Naruto's like, no, you see, someone told me to I got it from the School of Stealing. I actually decided to write off and basically learn, and basically Jiraiya's like, wow, Naruto, mad. Anyway, of course, Naruto tells Jiraiya that he's actually trying to learn this to impress his father Kakashi, especially because Kakashi's master was the fourth Hokage, and so of course Naruto doesn't know that his godfather is Jiraiya, and basically Jiraiya then is happy that Kakashi actually adopted Naruto and made him into his own son, and he's happy for that. So now of course Jiraiya will still be his godfather. I'm not going to change that, but it is what it is. Now of course Naruto, who trained with Jiraiya, actually masters the Rasengan, and actually begins the training of the Rasen Shuriken a bit earlier, but of course it was just 2 days before the exam, so he only trained for the 1 day, and the last day he actually got a rest. Of course the Chunin exams begin as per normal, with Naruto actually, no, not as per normal, since Neji actually lost this fight, drew. Of course the fight against Naruto would be Naruto versus Sakura, and of course that is a lot different. Naruto versus Sakura would go completely different, and remember, Naruto is not really too good at getting rid of getting out of genjutsus, and so that one was going to be a real challenge for him. And so after this, Naruto actually of course had to fight Sakura, and he actually got he was actually barely able to get rid of the genjutsu, just barely. And basically after this, Naruto actually, of course, had to punch his way out of Sakura, and basically he knows that Sakura actually is too strong with genjutsu, and so he actually uses his something that he learned on his own, and so he uses the body flicker to actually make confuse Sakura, and basically then Sakura, once she actually got used to it, she tried to punch Naruto, but Naruto actually disappeared. And basically something that Sakura didn't notice is that Naruto actually did the shadow clone while actually using body flicker, and after this basically Naruto comes out of nowhere behind her and literally taps her out and knocks her out with one little karate chop to the neck. And after this, Naruto of course wins the fight easily, and yeah, the next fight begins, and of course it's Saki's fight, but of course Saki is still late as per normal, and after this of course is postponed, and then is actually Shikamaru's fight, and Shikamaru wins his. Shino actually is meant to fight next, but of course the Conqueror still quit his match, and after this, now You of course hear Saki and Sasuke, well, Sasuke and Kakashi. In everyone's eyes is Sasuke. Of course, the feudal lords actually know it's Saki, and here's what it is. Now, Saki and Kakashi, I keep getting confused. Saki and Kakashi actually appear in the middle of the pitch, and basically, after this, of course, not pitch, middle of the battleground, and yeah, of course, the fight begins, and here the fight actually goes a lot different since Saki is a lot stronger here. She actually goes all out, and she's actually fighting really well. She's getting a lot of kicks into, you know, Gara, and she's actually using the Lion's Barrage, and she actually uses that one combo that, of course, Naruto did against, Sasuke in the Valley of the End. And she actually gets now she actually creates the Chidori in her own hand, and yes, she learned the Chidori, and Naruto was really happy for Saki. And just saying, Saki actually didn't know the Chidori, but Saki wasn't done. She actually added her own chakra nature to it, and she added fire. But not only that, she actually added wind at the same time, and so the lightning not only was a blue, not only was a red, but it was blue, red, and green. Yes, and yeah, of course that is pretty extravagant. And of course now after this, Naruto, was really happy about, Saki's improvement, and of course Saki actually was able to penetrate, the sand dome, and yeah, after this, Gaara still got pissed off, and still went into his rampage state, his wrath, and basically, of course, sorry. Anywho, of course, after this, everyone gets put under the Genjutsu, and yeah, now of course that's pretty much over, and the Sand Trio, the Sand siblings take Gaara away, and yeah, after this, Gaara is taken to the forest, and Saki, actually being pretty pissed that her opponent ran away, she actually follows along, and she says, come back here, fight me. And of course after this, yeah, she was like, come and fight me. And of course Naruto and Sakura and Shikamaru, and here even Choji actually came, and of course now after this, of course, they actually begin the fight, and yeah, now after this happened, of course Naruto arrives to see that Saki is really injured, and basically she was actually in a, she was actually in her curse mark state, and after being so injured that she nearly died, well, of course, Naruto got pretty pissed, and of course Sakura and Naruto were the only ones there, and basically Naruto was pretty pissed, but he was calm-headed, and he didn't just rush in to get killed. But of course Sakura, thinking that was actually Sasuke, she actually goes in blinded and in rage, and basically she's using all her power that she has, and of course here that was the mistake. Of course, Sakura actually gets slapped up. Literally, she gets slapped up in the air, then slapped back down in the air, and then punched, and then just, crumbled into the tree trunk. And basically, Naruto then says, I have to do this. And basically, Naruto actually then uses a body flicker with a clone, and takes the two away from Gaara. And just saying, the two clones that Naruto made, use body flicker to take the two teammates away, and Naruto actually, the real Naruto actually comes up to Gaara and just kicks him in the face, and Gaara actually went flying. Of course, after this, Naruto started fighting Gaara with all the power he had, and of course at the beginning Gaara was only half Shikaku, so the fight was actually a bit fair. Naruto already was kind of tired from the Genjutsus, and he was really annoyed by these Genjutsus, and so after this, of course, Naruto being done with this fight, being pretty much finished with this fight, because he doesn't want to fight Gaara anymore, he wants to finish it. And yeah, after this, Naruto, of course, realizes that he needs to finish this fast, or he's going to run out of chakra. And of course, Gaara getting pretty pissed on how, and not understanding how Naruto is still keeping up with him, wants to understand why, how's this happening, this is impossible. And basically, of course, now Gaara gets enraged and goes all out and lets out the full Shukaku out. And yeah, after this, of course, Shukaku comes out, and Naruto realizes that he cannot beat this beast on his own. And of course, Naruto actually realizes that this is a tail beast. The power that this this beast is showing is much greater than anything that he's ever seen, and except for the Nine Tails, of course. He's not really seen the Nine Tails many times, and yeah, of course he summons Gamabunta, and yeah, after this, after summoning Gamabunta, he's of course, Gamabunta tells him that he cannot handle, someone like Shukaku, especially because he doesn't have any claws. And so he asks Naruto if he knows the, transformation jutsu, and of course together they transform. And yeah, Naruto of course transforms Gamabunta into the Nine Tails Fox, and after this, of course, Gamabunta was actually able to get a hold of Shukaku, and Naruto, headbutting Gaara, was able to tell him, talk no jutsu him as per normal, and say that he will be his friend. And yeah, Gaara, of course, accepted Naruto as a friend, and after this, after becoming friends, Gaara actually returns to his normal form, and everyone's, of course, all the Genin that actually were fighting were put in the hospital, and of course the Hokage still dies here. And so Naruto, of course, once he wakes up, they have to do the Hokage's funeral, and Naruto's really sad that the Hokage had to die and he could do nothing. Of course, he wanted to redeem himself for not actually helping the Hokage, but actually finding the fifth Hokage, and just saying he still finds out that Jiraiya actually declined the offer to become the Hokage, and he was pretty pissed off at that. He's like, why would you decline? That's dumb. Are you skunked? Like, what the hell, bro? And of course, after this, Jiraiya tells him that he believes he's not worthy, and that he he is really he just isn't worthy. Of course, now Naruto, of course, after saying this, he was pretty much finished, and of course now they still go out, and Saki actually wants to join them, but of course Naruto declines. But then they actually hear about, of course, Kakashi's incident. Naruto got pretty worried, and so they actually went to the hospital before leaving, and Naruto's like, god damn it, I couldn't do anything to help my father. And of course Saki realized that it must have been Itachi. Of course she actually heard rumors, and basically she's like, Naruto, do you know who did this? And basically Naruto's like, okay, I understand it was Itachi, but you cannot go. You don't know where he went. And basically Saki's like, we can find him on ourselves, right? And basically Naruto's like, listen, Saki, if Itachi was able to do this to you, father, I don't think you'll be able to beat him yet. And basically Saki's like, are you assuming I'm weak? And basically Naruto's like, I'm not assuming you're weak or anything, it's just that it's too dangerous right now. And basically Saki then's like, but I have to find him. Of course, and basically Naruto then says, listen, Saki, just stay put, and I'll once we come back we can do something about it. And of course Jiraiya actually tells Saki that too, and basically of course now Saki was pretty pissed. Of course, she had a plan of her own. She wanted to go with Naruto in the first place, so she was just going to follow them. Anywho, now after this, Naruto, of course, pretty much finishing the mission. Actually training on his own in the hotel room, because Jiraiya went to do his own little research thing. Yeah, after that happened, Naruto, of course, got a knock at the door, and it was actually Itachi. Of course, Saki actually followed Naruto, and she actually lost him for a bit, but then actually saw two figures, and basically saw that one was Itachi and one was some other dude that she didn't really care about. And so basically Naruto heard Saki shout Itachi, and basically Naruto's like, no, this cannot be happening. And basically, of course, he was like, god damn it, Saki, I told you not to come. And as soon as that happened, Saki got annihilated. And basically Itachi then tells Saki that she's too weak. Naruto's much stronger than her. You need to get stronger. You're literally one of the weakest people I've ever seen. And of course, after this, Saki got pretty pissed off, and she was like, god damn it. And basically she needed power. Like, literally, she was power. She actually became power hungry after this. And basically, of course, this was a bit more like Sasuke. And yeah, after this, of course, Naruto had to fight Kisame and Itachi on his own. And yeah, that wasn't going to be easy, because remember, they're both Akatsuki members. And anywho, that's where I'm gonna end off. I hope you all enjoyed it. Please take care, stay safe. This was the King of Weebs there, and yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this new part to this what if that I'm bringing back. And basically, of course, I'm going to be finishing this within 3 days, but of course this won't come out today. I'm recording this on the day of the last part of the Ashura what if coming out, and basically, of course, it's going to be much different well, from the original. There's not going to be any encore ship or something with the Kakashi or some BS like that, which I just thought of on the spot before. But anywho, hope you all enjoyed it. Hope you all take care, stay safe, and also subscribe to Kazama, subscribe to Ratreet, subscribe to Miniman123. Also, follow Shokru on Instagram, and don't forget to follow me on Twitter and Instagram and join the Discord server. All the links are in the description below. And if you want some good anime merch, go to Beautiful Halo, link in the description below. Use my link, and you can get 5% off on your next $49 plus order if you use code meme, and 10% off if you use code meme on your next $99 plus order. Anywho, this was the King of Weebs here. My ducklings, you're dismissed, and peace.